Good afternoon. Welcome back to Words Matter. So let's share some words. Today is day 72 of the 77-day challenge, and we're going to read day 2 of the Well Done Devotionals by Chic. Day 2. Make the most of every opportunity for doing good in these evil days. Ephesians 5:16 NLT. Having too much time on my hands is a sure sign that I'm not on my knees enough. I've got to confess, I've been guilty of spending too much time, killing time, wasting time, looking for a good time, biding my time, and even keeping time. Lord, show us how to use the time you've given us to invest in prayer, praise, and worship, reading the word, and serving others. Let us be like Paul, who, while everyone else in prison was simply doing time, was using his time to advance your kingdom. Prayer emphasis. Pray for God to give you boldness to invite the people on your Beyond Your Friend list. So remember, those were the friends, relatives, associates, and neighbors. Pray for God to gather people from all four corners of our region and walk through our doors for the Easter services. But for us, it would be just praying for people that you know to go to church, meet the Lord, that kind of stuff. Maybe invite them sometime. Okay, so this devotional was about making sure how you are spending your time and making sure that the time that you use it wisely for doing good, for doing the works of the Lord, the things that are going to matter in life. And Paul was the example, right? Paul was in prison, and usually when people are in prison, they just kind of like sit in prison. But he decided to use that time to encourage others, which is amazing because you think about where he was and the fact that you would think he would need encouragement, but instead he used that time to encourage others. He used that time to write to them and encourage them in their faith. He knew who God was in that moment. He recognized God despite where he himself was. He still recognized who God was and the truth of the circumstances that he was in. And that just because I'm in prison, I can still be used by God. I still know who God is, and I want to just affirm people and help them out, which is very admirable. And so, whenever we think about the time that we have, we need to evaluate every now and then and think about how we're spending our time, which I think I've talked about before. It's important to evaluate just your life in general and figure out, what am I doing? And am I prioritizing things the way that I should? In this case, we think about, what is it that we are doing to serve others? Are we using some time to worship God? Are we using some time to read the word? Are we taking time to show God that He is a priority? And you should know that because God should be on your mind fairly often. Because the things that we're really into, like if we're into a certain TV show or we're into a certain, you know, video game, for those people that do video games, like it's on your mind and you're going to talk about it. And so if God's on your mind, then you're going to want to spend time with Him. You're going to want to worship Him and read about Him and talk to your friends about Him. And that's an important thing for us to do at our time. And not just that, but do good, serving others, especially in this hard world that we live in today. All right, guys, take some time to encourage those people around you. And I hope you have a little bit of encouragement today yourself. I'll see you next time.